All right, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. We made it. And you know what? I'm starting the year a little bit heavier with a new tan. Fresh layer of sunshine, which is nice. Yeah, got back from a trip. I know many of you guys had vacations and stuff over the last week. So, on our educational piece today, I want to talk about a few things in regards to holidays, holiday travels, and so forth when it comes to your health and fitness and maintaining health and fitness. Sorry, I got to clear the throat when we're traveling. So, first, if you work out consistently, eat healthy consistently, not working out for weeks, not a big deal. It's actually good for you. It's a good time for your body to repair, heal, replenish, let your mind have a mental break from it. And it can be an extremely valuable piece to keep your training progressing, to take time off and use those holiday times and or travel times intentionally as recovery. You can train consistently days a year, and that 10 days or that trip doesn't need to be a workout focused trip per se. Because you may not believe this, but I'm really not a lunatic, annoying person when I travel when it comes to like fitness. Now, we do eat healthy. We do make as healthy a food choices as possible. It doesn't mean we don't have the occasional treat or this or that. I do have drinks when I travel, probably a couple too many. And I do move a little bit. But a lot of times throughout the year, I do get people asking me, what kind of workout should I do when I travel? And I'm like, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for maintaining healthy behaviors when we're traveling. One of the best things to do when traveling, if available, is to drop in at a local CrossFit gym. Worldwide CrossFit community embraces drop-ins for the most part. I've hardly ever been to a CrossFit gym that doesn't embrace that culture. So dropping into a gym, great thing to do when you travel. Great way to see the community as the worldwide community that it is, and see the way different gyms differ from us. Can be very eye-opening. Not to pat our own backs here, but I've had a couple people that have never experienced CrossFit outside of our gym and then go somewhere thinking it's going to be like this, and it's not. Now, CrossFit as a brand and a training methodology is, what do you want to say? It's a brand. That's what we pay to use the name. We're certified CrossFit coaches. So there's a methodology, but each affiliate is individually owned and operated and can do things their own way. There's no like structure on how CrossFit affiliates operate. So all the gyms do their own programming, pay for different programming, like do our own programming, different structures, different models, different. So although they say CrossFit, and this is a good thing and it's a bad thing. Allows gyms to differentiate themselves, but it also, some of them aren't necessarily doing CrossFit any favors, if you know what I mean. So get the good, the bad, the ugly, and you get to see that traveling. And I've seen it. Like I've been to awesome CrossFit gyms traveling that were great experiences. I actually picked up ideas and good things to implement back here. I've had owners and coaches of other CrossFit gyms drop in here and I still connect with them, and it's awesome. And I've also been to CrossFit gyms traveling that basically wanted a refund from. It was so bad. So it is what it is. But for the most part, I've always had a great experience dropping in at CrossFit gyms. I definitely recommend looking and seeing if they got some Google reviews and professional their website is. Is it easy to book? Fourth, is it a professionally run operation is what I'm getting at here. So that's some tips on finding CrossFit gyms. And you can go to CrossFit.com and find affiliates right on there. Like you can find us on there and it takes you to the website, book a drop-in. And most CrossFit gyms are set up that way also. So that's a resource to be able to locate CrossFit gyms you're traveling. Also, when you're working out traveling, don't overthink it. You're not going to lose all your gains in a week, 10 days, 15 days of traveling. You're just not. It's not how it works. Can't remember the exact number, but straight sedentary behavior, you can start having some small regression. If you don't use it, you lose it, is a real thing. But like I said, if you're training consistently year round, taking some rest, some prolonged rest is actually, you can come back and feel phenomenal. And your fitness starts going to another level because you actually allowed your body to fully recover. And when you're training intentionally and consistently, there is massive value in that. Now, for that to take place when you go on trips or take planned time off around the holidays and whatnot, you can't treat your body like an asshole when it comes to how you feel. If you're going on a week-long drinking bender, you're probably not going to come back and have that optimal recovery from training. Okay? Is not going to work. So, being mindful when we travel and being intelligent about how we're treating our bodies, it can be a very beneficial thing. So, on my trip, traveling with my daughter and the way we eat, it doesn't really change. Like on a cruise ship, you can eat as healthy as you want to eat. You can eat as unhealthy as you want to eat. The options are available. So, able to eat pretty clean on the ship. So, that wasn't an issue. I did participate in some drinking, way less than I would have 10 years ago. 10 years ago, would have tore that thing up. But I had a few cocktails every day. One day, I think I stacked up like for 6 throughout the day. But here's some tips. If you're going to participate in some drinking, there's some ways that you can blunt the impact of drinking and still have a good time and not necessarily beat yourself down too much. So, limiting yourself to one drink in an hour window is a good kind of rule. This depends on your body size, your gender, so forth, the way your body deals with alcohol, how healthy you are going into it. I happen to metabolize through alcohol pretty quickly, which is also a downside because it means I can technically drink more if my goal is to get trashed. Lucky for me, that was not my goal. So enjoying a cocktail on the boat, the pool, whatever, wasn't a big deal. Have one drink in an hour window, body metabolizes it pretty good, and it's not crushing me. Now it's like, oh, why are you drinking if you're not getting buzzed? That is my biggest conundrum. Because you drink to kind of the edge off and stress off. At least when I want to drink, that's kind of the goal. Don't get me wrong, I like the taste of a good whiskey or I like having a refreshing beer, but I have to admit, in the past, like for me, it's kind of the edge off. And I know that's the case for a lot of people, whether you want to admit it or not. So on this cruise, I was very conflicted at times because I wasn't stressed. I wasn't trying to take drinks because I want to do this or that or get buzzed or get trashed. Like, didn't want to get trashed. I wanted to sleep good. I wanted to recover, but I still want to enjoy the trip and have a refreshing beverage. So I did opt for non-alcoholic beverages quite often. But because I bought the unlimited drink package, which probably, may or may not have been a good idea, I did tear up the latte bar. Did some damage on that thing. But because those were extras that were included in the drink package with all the drinks. Probably would have been better off just paying per drink because I didn't really want to drink that much. I wanted a drink at dinner with my family. Me and my dad had a couple drinks, hanging out at the pool, have a couple drinks. But this was a turning point in my life, in my travel life, if you will, because in the past, go to an all-inclusive resort, get on a cruise, whatever, I would drink actually quite a bit and not interested in it anymore. Maybe it's a growth thing. I'm maturing. Okay, maturing. And I'm happy with that. And that was cool, eye-opening experience for me on this trip because this is of recent, in that mindset and being okay with it it felt good to me that I didn't want to. I felt like, I had to get the value out of my drink package because I paid for this thing, but they did have non-alcoholic options. Although I don't think I fully drank my value out of the package, it's fine, whatever. I was pretty actually proud of myself with that. And it wasn't like to prove something to anybody. I didn't feel it. Like I was enjoying the time and the sunshine and I wanted to feel good because so many times going on vacation, you come back and you feel like shit. You go to have some stress relief, get away, let the mind be free a little bit. And then you get back from it, you're like, I feel terrible, feel like crap. And it's not what I wanted out of this. I wanted to have a good time with the family, fun time with the kids. And although some aspects of the trip, quite tiring because the minions, you had to entertain them. This cruise line particularly wasn't it wasn't oriented towards kids. It's more an adult-oriented cruise line. So 7 and 10-year-old, keeping them busy was busy work, especially on them sea days. But the weather, and the pool, and the ocean, it was phenomenal. And I just, for one of the first times going on a trip, not feeling the need to or desire to participate in drinking, it was happy. Like, it was a nice feeling. But regardless, I still had some drinks. Now, for my last couple years, I had more drinks probably last week than I did the entire last 12 months total. So it was still a lot for me. I retained a lot of water. I gained 12 pounds, went from 189.2 pounds. And yesterday when I got home, I was 202 pounds. And what is that about? And this happens at the holidays, the treats, the candies, the pastries, the whatever. And like, I didn't eat any of that stuff. So it's like, what is this water weight and what is it coming from? And let's understand it a little bit better, because the reason I'm bringing this up is when you come back from a vacation, the holidays, it's easy to get in this mindset of like, I need to train a lot more. I need to be motivated to shake the weight off and this and that. And I want to throw out a word of caution about overdoing it out of guilt-driven incentives. It's like you treated your body like shit the last few weeks, and now you want to beat the shit out of yourself. And the reason I want to throw a word of caution, one, if you treated your body like shit, it's probably not ready to take the beating you're trying to give it. And it could be a pathway to an overuse injury and or an injury that will set you back further. So what you should do is just get back into a normal, healthy, consistent routine. And I've been preaching this quite a bit. Consistency is king. And if you're consistent throughout the year, a couple off weeks isn't going to be the end of the world by any means. But you got to rip the Band-Aid off right away and get back into the routine. So like morning, I had my normal breakfast that I have at home, water, my normal coffee, worked out at my normal time, did my normal training. You guys are listening this afternoon. I did yesterday's workout, the squat, clean, bar, muscle up, 20 lateral burpees. After a week of light training, I got 3 meaningful workouts while I was gone. That was a ball buster. Thanks, Jacob. Appreciate that. But a lot of people lit me up for not doing it. So I wanted to get it done and feel the pain with the rest of you. And it was not so joyful first workout coming back. And that's another word of caution. Like, smart when you ramp back up. Don't just beat the hell out of yourself and potentially screw up getting consistent again. Ramp back in, let the body adjust, and you might find yourself on a whole new level of fitness from that if you were consistent. Another thing when it comes to working out on vacation, don't think I already said this, but you don't need to overthink it. Get your heart rate up a little bit, do compound kind of that are full body, and you don't need to do much. So like, for instance, one day, homie and I, we did a 5K partner row with some push-ups and air squats in between. Muscle in the body got kind of a little bit, got the heart rate up, felt good. That's enough. That's enough. It was like minutes of work. It's enough. Today we did a little bro lifting, did couple sets of dumbbell rows till failure, a couple sets of dips till failure, squats and lunges. We're in there 20 minutes. That's it. You don't need to do a lot to maintain and or keep your mind straight traveling. Now, if you travel a ton, that's a whole nother set of questions. I spend the majority of my year in a gym, training consistently in a gym. So those of you with travel jobs, there are other options and training protocols that you can do, especially if you happen to find, gyms that have some dumbbells in it and some basic equipment that you can be consistent and progressively overload and do things. But if you want to meet up, if you have a job that travels a lot and you want to talk about training on the road and staying consistent, I have individually coached people who travel a lot and write them specific programming for traveling. And how that works is, one, you pay me, you're hiring me to program for you. And all the other coaches do this too. But how I've done it with people in the past, when you get to your hotel, say you're traveling for work, you're at a conference for a week. When you get to your hotel, you send me a photograph of everything in the weight room, and I write all your programming for the week that keeps you on track. You tell me, okay, you got 30 minutes to work out every morning before the conference. I write all your programming, and you have it based on what's available in that hotel situation. So every time past clients would travel somewhere, they'd send me a picture. I'd write their workouts. Boom. That's how that would work. My sales pitch, the sales plug mid-podcast. But we do offer that service, and it is something that all the coaches do. And we have done it for many people. And there are quite a few folks over the years that do have pretty intense travel jobs. That works very well. It worked very well for them. So that is there if you have that situation. But those of us who can train regularly in the gym, when we travel, we don't need to overthink it. We don't need to stress about it. If you get your heart rate up a little bit, do some activities, move, get your steps in. That is something on the cruise boat. I was over 10,000 steps every day. Just movement is great. And then eating till you're satisfied, not stuffed. Picking healthier options. Like I said, it's easy to eat healthy if that's a focus for you, which it should be. You don't have to feel your body like crap just because you're on vacation. You can make healthy food choices. In my household, it's a non-option, and that's just how we live. So it's fine for us. And I get how it can be tempting going on a trip, especially a trip like an all-inclusive resort or a cruise, that you can just grip and rip food and pastries and as much unlimited shit. Like they have ice cream dispensers by the pool, unlimited. I had zero. My family had zero. I think the kids had one little one. I didn't really like it. So that stuff, you just have to put on the self-discipline cap and keep those things in check as best as possible. And then realize that most of the time, the weight gain traveling is water retention. Even if you're trying to eat healthy, most of the food has a tremendous amount more sodium in it. Eating more carbohydrates in general is going to retain more water, which isn't a bad thing. Okay, not a bad thing. Replenishing all your glycogen stores in your body is not a bad thing. And then air travel, change in air pressures, altitude change, humidity change, heat change. These are all things that can cause water retention. And let me tell you, getting to Florida, the humidity coming from Reno with the plane travel, for whatever reason, I blew up. I was just retaining water at an uncomfortable, like I felt it in my hands and my feet. And it's something I have not felt like that before. And I don't know what the deal was this time over past trips that I've been on. I don't remember it being like that. The only thing I can think of is in the past, I wasn't as healthy, so I didn't notice it as much. This time I noticed it. And yeah, probably around 8 to 10 pounds of just pure water weight. As soon as we got back into Nevada, I haven't stopped peeing. Like, been nonstop. And I'm actually thirsty again. What was interesting for me being in the humidity is my thirst wasn't there. I was like, for myself to drink water. I knew like need water, but I wasn't thirsty. So now that I'm back, like thirst is back, I'm peeing relentlessly. So I suspect that weight that I gained to be gone pretty darn quick. And I'm cool with that. It's literally impossible to gain 13 pounds of fat in 7 days. Like the amount you would have to eat is insane. And I can tell you, like for me in my house, like didn't overindulge food at all. I overindulged some drinks more than I normally do. But when it came to food, I didn't overindulge. We had hardly any dessert stuff. I had fruit for dessert. And yeah, Water weight gain is real, and it's not something you should really stress about if your body is dealing with it. I mean, it is edema. And if your body's not dealing with it, and that was one thing I was causing the question is like, why is my body not dealing with this? But later in the trip, it started to it felt like it was starting to reconcile. And then we came home and it just broke loose and I nonstop peeing. So I don't know. That was feeling it was kind of a first for me. So we just had the holidays. Recap this whole rant real quick. Just had the holidays. All good. Nothing to stress about. If we gained a little weight, don't stress about it. Don't mentally beat yourself up going into this January motivation season. New year, new you. Don't get me wrong. In many ways, I'm all for it. But we should be going into let's get back on our consistency and be consistent with our normal healthy eating and training habits. Like they were in place, until Thanksgiving. Things got weird, as they always do with holiday eating and plans and schedules and trips and family life. All the things that pop up from Thanksgiving through New Year's. There's just a lot. Everybody's got a lot going on. Now January's here. It's time to shake the funk, get back into consistency. And the warning is don't abuse yourself out of some guilt-driven deal that you have to work out 2 and 3 times a day going forward. Get it back. Your body will bounce back quick. Treat it with respect, train consistently, train smart, get back on the diet, clean it up, and just let your body adapt back into consistency so we don't get injured, we don't blow something out, whatever. All right? That's my food for thought educational piece for you guys today. It is January though. So it's InBody time. We need everybody. Yeah, everybody. I want everybody. Everybody in the gym. Let's get an InBody. The month of January, every single person in the gym, let's get a new updated InBody. Let's see where we're at. Let's have that honesty session. Let's see where we're at and get those January 2026 numbers. I've had a couple folks, ask about challenges, this and that. And those of you that have been around me long enough, been around the gym long enough, kind of gave challenges many years ago. It's not something that I believe in. It's not something that any of the coaches really believe in. We believe in consistency, and challenges aren't something that promote consistency, although I do think there is a tool in it that can jumpstart you back on track. But over the years, I've just found too many people get into a challenge, go hard, bite off more than they can chew. Some people have great results during that, but then they'd found no way to make what they did for that 6 weeks consistent. And literally, once the challenge ends, 3 months later, it's all the work they did is gone because they found no pathway to consistency. And one of the biggest things that I want to focus on 2026 for you guys is helping you find a consistent way of life that helps you keep achieving your goals and moving towards your goals. Now, this isn't a 6-week challenge. Being healthy and fit is a lifelong responsibility. And I just don't find challenges acceptable method of achieving that, because we need to look at our lives, figure out what we need to change and carve out when it comes to time management and lifestyle, and start implementing small incremental changes consistently over time that we can build upon, that are achievable, that continuously move us towards our goals. And that's how we get sustainable long-term health. And the folks that do that are just consistently healthy and fit. There is no big swings. There is no, I need to get my shit back together in January comments. They know, and we have so many members in the gym that have that mastered. And that is what I want to keep building on. And those of you that are relatively new to the gym, I want to make sure that you understand that is our philosophy. That is our core belief system, is consistency in training and eating healthy for our long-term health is not a challenge. It is a personal responsibility that we do every single day, and finding tools and habits that meet you where you're at that you can build upon is one of my biggest desires as your coach, to help you do that. And that goes, for all of us here coaching. So challenges can be good. They can be a nice little jump start, a little motivator, but I find more bad with them than good. Okay. Not very often have I seen somebody do a challenge and then continue to build upon that results that were in that challenge. From weight loss deals or this or that, every fucking gym in the country, January, it's the biggest cash grab there is. And from a business side point, I'm leaving money on the table, not getting super amped up and, have a challenge and promoting it on Facebook and getting, 50, 60 sign up for it, grabbing some money from you guys, getting all amped. But because the way I know that works, not just what I've seen, but witnessed as an industry, it's a cash grab taking advantage of a time of year that doesn't facilitate long-term success. And my core values, it doesn't align with that because it is not how I believe we approach health and fitness for the long term. So that's why there's no double-edged challenge that's rolling out right now. No, there's our community's way of life and how we live a healthy and fit life. It was happening all last year and it's going to happen all this year. And I want to integrate those of you new into that way of life. And those of you that have fallen off track a little bit, let's get back to it. That is the way. That is the only way. If you want to live a long, healthy life, week over week, month over month, year over year, decade over decade, that is the only way. And that is our goal and purpose here at the gym. That's simple. So yes, you could do a cash grab, maybe motivate a couple folks, but it's not the way I want to do business. It is not the way. The way is finding consistent habits that you can stick with. That is the way. So, you guys, I'm here to help. All the coaches are here to help. If you need a little guidance, a little support, you want to clean up something, you want to review your diet, you want to look at your training, you want to review your calendar. I've been known to call some people out on their bullshit time management skills. If we to review your screen time on your phone, pull that up. If you feel like you don't have time, you can find time guaranteed in that phone that you doom scroll your life away. These are the things we need to clean up for our long-term health. And yeah, that's kind of it. It's kind of it. I've had a few people are jumping on the 75 hard train. I think it's more of a mental strength development kind of deal because it's long enough that it can facilitate some habit change. 75 days. It's extremely difficult. And if there were a challenge that I was going to get behind for the right person, for the right purpose, I could get behind that and support you on it, but I won't run that as a gym challenge. I just won't. So I got value out of it. I know a lot of people have, but I've also seen a lot of people do it and fall off the wagon. And within 3 months after finishing the challenge, they're right back to where they were, if not worse. Because going hard for a period of time, if you don't have your mindset that we're going to use this for intentional long-term change as building blocks, it doesn't sustain. Simple things. Get my 3 workouts a week in at the gym. I'm going to walk 10,000 steps per day. I'm going to weigh and measure my protein and improve my sleep hygiene. These are very achievable things that you can build upon. I'm going to do that for 3 months and then maybe add a 4th workout in. Keep the steps going. Add protein, start tracking your fats. There's small that you can build on across the course of a year to truly have a long-term sustainable transformation. Giving up alcohol. That's a simple one. Giving up added sugar. You no longer eat anything that has added sugar in it. So just let you know that's giving up almost everything that comes in a box or a bag. There's quite a few very simple things that you can focus on that are achievable, that you can build into a long-term plan and it truly be transformational. The power of getting 10,000 plus steps in 7 days per week can truly be transformational. It won't be if that's your only movement that you do. You need high intensity strength training and interval training on top of that. But steps and general movement, increasing your general movement, transformational. All right. So again, you guys want to meet up, you want to talk about it, here, happy to do that. Another thing, Had a couple people email me. I just opened this cesspool up. Bunch of emails in there, good God. But you folks, hey, do you have any January specials going on? January promotions? No, we do not. Not really. I never, not to bash the New Year's resolutions crowd, it just doesn't work for our gym to offer these super discounted or free months during this time of year, because you get the gung-ho people that come in here and they clog up our product for our diligent, consistent members. And it's frustrating. They take resources away from coaching and the community. And if you influx a lot of people with that mindset, it it downgrades our product that we're trying to offer you guys. And over the years, we've done it in the past. Every gym in the country looks at this time of year as like this cash cow time of year to capitalize on this motivation of new year, new you. It's like 3 weeks of show that honestly is, I hate it. I fucking hate it. So it is not something as a business and as a community that we do offering big discounts or anything like that during January. We want people to come in here and change their lives. Still plenty of space. We're only at like 64% capacity. So there's still, but you're going to pay to play just like everybody else. Our deal that we have is a week free, and yet we hope that gym out and seeing the community over the course of a week is something that you are, you're able to decide that, doing long extended deals time of year. It's just, we want to give you the best that we can, and having too many people come in with the wrong mindset just devalues and disintegrates the product. And that's not something that we have done. And again, maybe a shitty business decision on our part, but I have seen it. And it's not something that I personally enjoy coaching, where you get a class full of 7 new people at once who think they're super excited. And then after 3 weeks, they're gone, and they just sucked all that time and energy out of you to help them get them started coaching this stuff. And you're like, well, that was a waste of time. So if you're ready to make a true change and commit, pay like everybody else, we're going to give you the best that we can. We're just not going to do it at mass scale and crush our other members and everybody else in the community during this time of year. And I think you guys, you understand what I'm saying here. Okay. So if you do have, friends, coworkers, family want to give the gym a try, they get a week. It's not something we're mass at all. It's on our website. That's it. Letting you guys know right here, they get a week, and that's it. Okay. But again, it's not something we're mass advertising. We're not trying to drive a huge influx of people in at once just because it's motivation season. It's just not something we're doing. And like I said, maybe that's a terrible business choice on my part. In one aspect, it might be a great business decision on one part. In another aspect, I'm here to coach, cater, and help our committed members who are putting in the work day in, day out. And that is my focus. So if you want to become one of those, join the club. Happy to have you. Looking forward to helping you on your journey, change your life. But yeah, I just know traditionally time of year brings, and coming in here, it's a big commitment. It's a big step forward, because you're going to get uncomfortable. We're going to expect change. We're going to expect growth. We're going to expect consistency. And this is where you come if you genuinely want to make a change in your life. This isn't where you come if you don't have that intention of long-term commitment to your health and fitness. This is not the place for you. So you need to have that and want that and desire that. And we're going to be the place to help you change your life. That's where we're at. You guys, gone on for a long time, too long, but hope there's some tidbits in here that may or may not help you out. And again, don't overthink the holiday weight gain. Get back into your consistent habits, and don't overthink training and eating and stuff. When you're on vacation, enjoy your vacation the way you like to enjoy your vacation. I will encourage you to overindulge on eating like an asshole and drinking too much. Still try to treat your body with some respect, but that doesn't mean you can't have a good time and enjoy life also. Okay. That is a part of enjoying it. So if you're being consistent throughout the year, don't stress about that. Let's just get back into our routines and our habits and just continue to build on our health and fitness. That's it. That's what we got to do right now. Okay. Don't abuse yourself and think you need to work out 6 freaking times a day and cut everything out of your life and just get back into a healthy, consistent process. All right. That's it. Peace. I'm out. I love you guys. See you next week.